Hi, friends. Father Frank Pavone here, Director of Priests for Life, coming to you on Sunday, December 18th, and bringing you my daily diary for Sunday, December 11th through Saturday, December 17th of 2022. What did I do each day from morning to night? So, on Sunday the 11th, I was preparing for the pastoral team meetings that we held from the 12th through the 16th, Monday through Friday, where we brought in various members of our team that work and live in other cities and had intensive planning meetings and updating meetings for the coming year. And you'll hear the details of the schedule we had each and every day. But on the 11th, it was a lot of preparation. I was going through staff person by staff person, branch of the ministry by branch, project by project, to get ready for the meetings that we would be having with these staff and other personnel. So that took up the whole day of, I had my mass, my televised mass, of course, in the morning, and had one of our interns here to help to broadcast that. And then it was basically this kind of preparation, working on end of year reports, working on some emails also having to do with procedure readings for the staff that had to be done, Radio Maria programs that had to be planned, and the piles, the work on the piles, as I call them, which are the sets of notes taken from various meetings or trips and work that requires follow-up. That was Sunday the 11th. Monday the 12th, the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, I got up early and had a mass that I taped for later broadcast. And then I had some work at my desk, administrative phone call at 7:45, staff briefing at 8:30. And then right after that, taping in the studio for my Praying for America program. And then after that, a meeting with our broadcast team and social media director. After that, that was at 10. After that, at 11, met with our finance office. So our finance associates, our director and assistant, were here. They work actually in the Virginia office, and they came up here for these series of meetings. So I had a detailed meeting with them, a lot of end of year and other kinds of conversations that had to occur. That lasted up until lunchtime, at which time I took some of our team, our political outreach associate, together with our webmaster and one of our technical associates. We took them out for a working lunch. That was at noon, came back, did some work at my desk. Some of the work at my desk, by the way, included preparation for different media interviews, preparation of the wording for the plaques, the award plaques that we will give out in January at our National Prayer Service, when we'll be honoring the pioneers of the pregnancy movement. Various email appeals that had to be, and other appeals that had to be approved. And also the Priests for Life travelogue that is in preparation for February, actually. Approval of articles for that. And then 3 o'clock had another taping in the studio, followed at 3:30 by another meeting with the finance department. We went over additional things that had to be settled. And then I had a Newsmax interview, followed by dinner with, again, some of our technical and web development staff that we took out for dinner. And then after that, I had another meeting with one of our data associates that flew in to be with us from New Jersey, together with our chief technology officer. We had an after-dinner meeting up until about 9:30 at night. So that was Monday, the 12th of December. What did I do on Tuesday, the 13th? Well, started again with Mass in the morning, and then a 7:45 administrative phone call, and then the 8:30 staff briefing, followed by several short meetings with staff and a meeting at 9:15 with our social media and data associate. Then after that, a taping of my Praying for America program at 10:30. Some work at my desk with emails having to do with appeal approvals. That's approvals of the texts of the appeal letters, approval of the wording of grant proposals, some trip plans for some upcoming travels, and work on the end of year reports. We do an activity report at the end of each year. At 11:15, I had a meeting with our finance director, followed by a lunch meeting with some of our data and website people. We had a working lunch together at 12 noon. After all of that, I came back to my desk, and then at 2 o'clock, went into the TV studio for another taping of my Praying for America program. At 3:30, I had a meeting with our associate director, Father Dennis Wild. At 4 o'clock, a meeting with our youth outreach and street activism coordinator, Brian Kemper. And then at 5 o'clock, the whole pastoral team and off-location staff met in the cafe, and we had a little social hour. And then at 5:45, I left the building and went over to a local restaurant where the North Brevard Republican Club was having its Christmas party, and they invited me not only to attend, but to give the prayer and also to give 15 minutes of remarks on where we stand in the country's political landscape. So I did that at 5:45. The dinner was from 6 till about 8. Then I came back and did some quiet work at my desk to conclude the day. That was Tuesday, December the 13th. What did I do on Wednesday, December the 14th? Now, each of these days, more and more people were arriving at the building, as I say, that work in other cities during the course of the year, and we bring them together for this end-of-year Advent Christmas meeting. So I started the day Wednesday again with Mass in the morning, and then 7:45 administrative call, 8:30. It was an extended staff briefing, so we went for about 90 minutes or so going through updates from Rachel's Vineyard, from Silent No More, from our communications director, from our travel coordinator. I gave an update on some of my recent travels, and then an update from our finance director on some administrative things that the staff needed to know. Then at about 10 o'clock, we did a rededication of the building. One of the things we're celebrating throughout this past week has been the fact that we got this building completely paid off, and we've been in it now for 5 years, since 2017. A really, really nice celebration to have. So we walked through all the rooms. We were singing the hymn, "Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place." A beautiful, beautiful experience. 10:30, I met with our executive director and with our youth outreach and street activism coordinator. That was a 10:30 meeting. At 11:30, we had the volunteer appreciation prayer service. We had an interdenominational service of the word that I led and preached at, and then a nice lunch in our cafe with all our volunteers. Was very, very, not of course 100% of them, but a lot of the active volunteers enjoyed a Christmas lunch together. I did some work at my desk, including emails relating to the state marches for life that'll be coming up in 2023, in relation to National Pro-Life T-Shirt Day, which is one of our projects, in relation to signing letters going out to leaders, and interviews, planning more interviews with different media outlets, and then also putting the finishing touches on a document called the Plan of Action for 2023 for ending abortion. That brought me up to 2 p.m. when we had another meeting with our pastoral team and staff, and this was to go over basic updates about website statistics, social networking statistics, the resource department, and how they're doing at getting pro-life products out to many, many people across the country and around the world, and then new postings on our website. Then I had some afternoon meetings with staff, another meeting with the pastoral team at 3:45. That's when we discussed the monthly reading, and it was a book called Beyond Biden, Rebuilding the America We Love, written by Newt Gingrich. And the team had a good book discussion about what we read there and talked about the book for next month. Then at the conclusion of that meeting, I had some had to check in with a few staff, and then at 5 o'clock, had a meeting with our social media coordinator. Followed then at 5:30 by taking out our associate director, one of our international coordinators, and then a couple of our other staff members and pastoral team members. We all had a working dinner together, and then after that, in the midst of that, also had to get on the phone with our videographer and chief technology officer for a little bit of an evening meeting thrown in the mix in between courses in that dinner. Wednesday, December 14th. Now, Thursday, December the 15th was a day again that started with early Mass, then followed by administrative phone call, then followed by staff briefing. Again, an extended briefing in which we went over some remarks from our fundraising team, from our remarks about our youth outreach and street activism and various other updates that took us altogether about an hour. Right after that meeting, I had a meeting with our data team. We have a great data department. That was at 9:30 a.m. Then at 10:30 a.m., a meeting with our executive director and associate director, Father Dennis. Then at 11 o'clock, went into the studio and met with our entire studio and broadcast team. A lot of work we had to do together at 11. And then we had a special visitor, an activist and benefactor, friend of the ministry, and her daughter, and some of our administration, and they had lunch together in the cafe. That brought us up until about 1:30 when we got together for another meeting with the whole pastoral team. And we talked about end-of-year reports from each branch of the ministry and plans for 2023. That lasted from 1:30 to 2:30. At 2:30, I had a meeting with our chief fundraiser and chief technology officer together. That lasted until about 3:15, at which point I had another meeting with our executive director and with one of our pastoral team members who handles things for Rachel's Vineyard and Silent No More. That lasted about a half hour, and then we had a meeting with our chief technology officer. That lasted about 45 minutes, and then I had a meeting with our videographer, and then at 5:30, we all gathered in the cafe and had fellowship. It was a very nice catered dinner that we had for all our guests, our visiting staff, pastoral team. We had a beautiful dinner together here in the building. After which, then I had a night work session together with our chief fundraiser and one of our administrative team. We met for about another hour until about 9:30 in the evening. Some of the desk work I had to do was preparation of the Preach for Life travelogue and also scheduling more media interviews. Friday, December the 16th, started with some desk work and then an administrative meeting on the telephone. Then we had our 8:30 staff briefing. Again, it was an extended briefing. We had a nice update from our international team and also from one of our associates handling Rachel's Vineyard and Silent No More. That went from 8:30 to a little after 9:30. Had another meeting at 9:30 with our international team together with our executive director. 10 o'clock, met with some of our data and technology people. 11 o'clock, we had our Advent Mass. So I celebrated Mass in the chapel for the staff and the pastoral team. That was very nice. Followed by a special lunch at noon that we had. Right after the Mass, what we did, we blessed the manger scene that we have in another part of our office. Then we went outside to the yard, the backyard, and we took the annual all-staff photo. So that's always fun, and we get a nice picture of everybody together and see how the staff continues to grow, which it does. We had a noontime lunch. Then at 1:15, we had an administrative meeting. So the core administration, we met together to go over some work. I think that lasted about an hour and a half. And then at 3 o'clock, greeted some people who were leaving for the Christmas break and gave them their Christmas cards. Did some more quiet work at that point in my office, settling in for the weekend on a lot of tasks that had to be done and catching up on paperwork at my desk. Then I drove myself over at about 5 to the nearby restaurant where we had our office Christmas party. And this is a special event each year that we really look forward to. The Christmas party is a high point of the year, and it was a great success. And everybody on the staff and together with spouses who were able to come and some children and other guests had a marvelous party together to celebrate the coming of the Lord and to celebrate our cohesive Priest for Life family. Saturday the 17th, I offered the Mass. It was televised live, and one of our interns was here in the morning to do that. And then we spent about an hour and a half taping spots, lots of spots. We call it Pro-Life Minute spots and also Pro-Life Reflections for every day. And these spots were numerous because what we wanted to do was to cover the events of upcoming of the March for Life, the Walk for Life, Martin Luther King Day, the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity, and also a lot of other things going into January. Taped all those spots. I had also earlier just gotten a lot of work done at my desk with preparation for future radio shows and some articles that needed to be approved, opinion pieces that needed to be sent out, and other organizational work that needed to be done on the computer, as well as getting ready for my Christmas break. I also spent some time on Saturday responding to inquiries about, again, the persecution that we have from certain bishops who don't seem to like the work we do, saving babies and healing their moms and dads from abortion. I'll leave it to them to explain why they don't support this work, but they always persecute us, try to put obstacles in the way. One simple message for them: it won't work, okay? It won't work. Our work won't be stopped. Our message won't be silenced. We're serving you, and you know exactly what we're doing. That's part of the reason for the accountability and transparency displayed by doing these daily updates. Let me conclude just by inviting those bishops who hate our work and they're in league actually with the Democrats. Let me see your daily diary. I'd like to know what you do every hour of every day as well. It might tell an interesting story. So God bless you, friends. Thanks for following me on these broadcasts, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.